Good morning. I'm so glad you're here. So, this challenge has been so exciting and so rewarding for me. And it was so fun to be able to reward Kathy and Christy. And I'm excited for them to continue this journey. And I really hope that each and every one of you do the same. And it's not an easy road to go down, and it is definitely a rewarding road. So please continue doing the exercises that we talked about and just really diving into each and every one of those. I think that if you spend more time on each of those things that we covered in those 9 days, it will provide just an insane amount of clarity for you that will help you to kind of just get to that next level, to up-level your life, or to just do whatever it is that you are wanting to do. So today, I just wanted to spend a few minutes and kind of go over what I do to get my clarity, to stay sane, and then to also just live within my purpose and calling on a daily basis. So to start, in terms of getting clarity, for me, and this isn't the case for everybody, but for me, prayer and meditation are really important for me to get that clarity. Those are the times that I ask for guidance. I ask for just answers to the things that I'm struggling with. And inevitably, it always comes back, whether it be like immediately after my prayer time or my meditation is over, or I'll see it kind of unfold in the next day or two after I've specifically asked for that guidance. The other thing I do is journaling. Journaling is so important because oftentimes you won't see the progress that you're making, or you'll forget where you were at a certain time. And doing that journaling helps you review kind of the progress of everything that you've been through and where you're at today. And it will provide a lot of clarity in terms of what the long-term plan is for you. The next thing is staying in that SWOT analysis. And I know that was a really difficult exercise for several of you. But if you could go back and really spend a lot of time on any one of the days, this is the day that you need to do that. To stay clear on what it is that you're wanting, or to understand your calling, you have to know what your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and your threats are. And to stay into that clear kind of zone of genius, you have to understand what your strengths and opportunities are, especially because you need to be living in those strengths daily, all the time, as much as possible. And then also understanding where you have opportunities. A lot of times we overlook a certain market of people that we could be reaching out to. We overlook the groups of people that we are with on a daily basis. We overlook offerings that we could be providing to people, whether you're in a services or a product kind of based business. Even in your own day-to-day job, there are several opportunities if you want a promotion that you need to be taking advantage of. So it's really important that you know what those things are, because otherwise you can't open the door and let that opportunity be blessed to you. So please make sure that you are doing that. That's something that I try to do on a daily basis, if not daily, weekly basis, just to kind of level set and see where I'm at. And then the other thing in terms of staying sane is I know that some people might be looking at me going, I cannot do what she does. I can't have 3 kids under the age of 8. Manage a household, run a business, and then also like serve other people. But you don't have to do what I do. You have to do what you want to do. And finding that kind of zone of where you can remain balanced and stay sane. And I hear people all the time say that they want to have work-life balance. Well, I can tell you that does not exist. If I planned my day around buckets of home, business, and service, I wouldn't get anything done. You have to intermix all of those with a balance. You can't just shut it off when you come home, or you can't just shut it off when you go to work. It just doesn't work that way. And so finding a good mix of being able to intertwine them and be okay with that. Because a lot of times we feel like, okay, when we leave the office or when we leave work or our business, we have to be focused 100% on our family. And I don't disagree with that, but there's also a balance to that. When you're home with your family, oftentimes focusing on them 100% of the time is not possible. So finding a balance, setting out time, like I'm going to spend 1 hour with my kids unplugged, give them my undivided attention, and then spend another, 45 minutes helping them, but then also taking calls if someone calls about you or calls you for your business, or answering an email. A lot of times I will have the kids in here with me in my office. I wish you could see it, but they have 3 little desks over here that they sit at and do their homework or they'll color. So I'm present with them, but focused on my own things. And I think that you have to give yourself permission to do that. It took me a long time to be able to do that, but I really feel like it helps kind of keep that sanity of the day to day and not feeling like I'm, not there for them. Another thing in line with staying clear and staying sane is also, again, prayer and meditation. A lot of times if I'm feeling overwhelmed or not feeling like I'm keeping up with everything, that is a good indicator for me that I just need to take 10 minutes and get clear again. And so utilizing those tools from the clarity part, you also kind of apply to how do I stay sane in this crazy life and this crazy business where things run 100 miles an hour. The next thing is also asking for help, being okay to ask your husband to pick up some slack where you may be feeling like you're lacking. Several of you have teenagers. Those teenagers need to be helping. There's no reason why they can't be helping with stuff around the house so that you can be focused on creating an amazing life for them. So teaching them responsibility in terms of helping out around the house. Like I will even put Aiden and Charlotte to work. Sophie is still a little bit young to be doing that, but Aiden and Charlotte, I really utilize them to help me. If they want to go do something, they have to put in their share so that we can go do that. And so don't be afraid to ask them for help. And if they are throwing a fit or giving you a hassle, step into your power and let them know what needs to happen. And be okay with that. Don't feel like you're letting them down by making them responsible. So definitely ask for help for anyone that lives in the house. In addition to that, ask for outside help. There are lots of resources out there. If you want to stay in your zone of genius, but you need a clean house, because guilty of that. I have to have order or my brain just doesn't function. So hire someone to come in and help. If you have a business or a service, trade someone for those products or those services so that they can come in and help you. I'm also a virtual assistant for a couple of clients. That's another great way to get help. So having them help you with maybe your bookkeeping or getting your email organized or answering emails, any kind of thing like that. It's good to get some outside help for that because sometimes that's not your zone of genius. So don't be afraid to ask for help or to see what's out there. There's grocery delivery services. You can order your groceries online and have them delivered. There's housekeepers, there's laundry service, there's yard maintenance. So any of those things that you don't want to be doing on a daily basis so that you can focus on your purpose or your calling, you need to take advantage of that. The next thing is also planning your days. If I don't have my day planned, kiss it goodbye. And it always sucks when I'm it's 9:30 at night and I'm like, oh, I'm not ready for tomorrow. But if I just spend 15 minutes and get at least the morning planned, my day is so much more productive because you have to know where you're going. You can't let your time slip away from you or tasks that should be a priority fall to the wayside because your kitchen isn't clean in the morning when you get up. So plan your days. Make sure that you're set up so that you feel good about knowing exactly what you need to do when you wake up in the morning. And then prioritize that to-do list. make sure you've got that to-do list, but prioritize the activities that are high payoff activities. Watching TV, playing Candy Crush, 2 of my vices, I hate to admit it, are not my priorities. And so everything else has to come first. Going to your kids, if you need to, or you want to be present at your child's activity, but you've got all this other stuff that needs to be done, prioritize it, make time for it, because you have the time to do that. Get help so that you can do those things, because that's what's important. How I stay in my purpose and my calling every day is by serving others, serving women like you, making sure that I know what people need. Now, with your business, that might not be the case. Maybe your purpose or your calling is a storefront business that you have. So, being present every day there, making sure that your employees have what they need, that's important for you to stay within your purpose and your calling. In some cases, you're a stay-at-home mom, which that is the hardest job on the planet. Trust me, I try to do that and work, and it's just not possible. But being a stay-at-home mom is definitely one of the toughest jobs. And if that's your purpose and your calling, you need to stay within that. Plan your day. Make sure that you are accomplishing the things that you want to accomplish with the kids. But you also have to sharpen your axe. And how I do that is with good books, is with learning and signing up for free challenges like you just did, or webinars. There's tons of free things out there that you can opt into and learn from other people that you may not even know are out there. I also will make sure that I'm surrounded by a healthy tribe of women. And we talked a little bit about that in our Fierce Thriving Women group. Sometimes you just got to put those people in a box, and that is okay. Don't feel guilty about limiting your time with people that are dragging you down, because they may not even know that they are. And once you get a healthier mind and a better view of yourself, it'll be easier to have those people around. I know that when I started this journey, I had to put my own people in a box, and I slowly started to let them out. And when they got crazy again, I just put them back. And you don't have to say anything to them. You just have to create your own boundaries. And unfortunately, most times those people live with us, and that can be the hardest. So creating boundaries, knowing that when they are in a funk or when they are having a pissy mood, that's not you. That's not what you're about. That is not what you're about. So you have to have that control or that confidence to be able to say, like, that is their issue. Trust me, I know I have a husband that has PTSD, and sometimes he has to go in the box, and that is okay. I definitely let him out, but you have to have the confidence and the empowerment to be able to do that for yourself, because that makes you a healthier person. The other thing is you have to control your toxic habits. So if there are things that you are doing that you know are not serving you, not managing your money, maybe you're drinking too much, maybe you're not living a faithful or spiritual life like you want, maybe you're spending time with crappy people, or maybe you're doing things that aren't serving your purpose, watching too much TV, not exercising, not eating well. Any of those things, you got to get control over what those toxic habits are. For me, it was drinking and not living within a faithful life to God. And that could be different for everyone. But those are the things that I had to get control over, so that I knew that I was the best version of myself and that I could go on and serve other people like you. Ultimately, keeping me a priority is where the magic happens. If I am focusing on myself and sharpening my own axe and making sure I'm a priority, everything else just falls into place. And I know that sounds easier said than done, but if you saw it over the last 10 days, you focused on yourself for 15 to 20 minutes a day, and by the end of that 10 days, you were like waking up from a slumber that you had been in for probably a year or more. in just 10 days. Imagine if you did that for a month or for 40 days or even 60 or 90 days. If you just focused on yourself for 20 minutes a day, sharpening your axe, making yourself a priority, your life would be unrecognizable at the end of those 90 days. For me, I have to make myself a priority, and I have to rely on my own coach. She keeps me sane. She keeps my clarity she keeps my purpose and my calling very clear. She's objective and she's real with me. She does not blow smoke where it doesn't need to be. She doesn't sugarcoat things, but she does it in a very loving and sincere and genuine way. And maybe that is something that you need. And that is something that I want to be for you. I want to help you have that clarity and be real with you and be genuine with you and love you and believe in you. Because a lot of times we don't even believe in ourselves. If I hadn't had her to push me along, we would not be having this conversation. I would not be where I'm at today in less than 60 days time with my own business if it hadn't been for her. There were days that I was like, this is ridiculous. I can't believe I'm doing this. No one is going to even watch this. And if I had no idea that I would have the response that I had, even with this challenge. It completely blew away my expectations. I was like hoping that I would maybe have 5 people that would do this with me. And it just came back tenfold of the women that I saw were craving something like this. They were craving someone to help them so that they could live a more confident life and be transformed. And I want to be that for you. So my 90-day private coaching the prices are going to go up on Tuesday, $500. So I really want you to take action this weekend to be able to take advantage of that. So for 90 days, it is $14.97. And then if you want to break that up into 3 payments, it's $5.97. Right now, this is a steal. And I realize that for you, that might be a lot of money. For me, it was a lot of money. But I paid twice that with my own coach and saw it come back tenfold. So really think about it, pray about it if you're a praying person, about whether or not this is something that you could use to kind of help you up-level your life and to transform it. I've just seen it come back tenfold. I've seen it just bring an amazing abundance into my life by investing in myself, utilizing her. And it is just been a phenomenal experience. And I want to be that person for you. So what the 90-day private coaching includes is 12 one-hour sessions, one-on-one, with us either in a conference call setting, or if you're here in Utah, I'm happy to meet face-to-face if that's something that you would desire. It also includes weekly modules for homework or a weekly action plan. I always end our calls with, what are we going to do the next week? So it's totally clear for you about what you need to be focused on. And it's always in bite-sized form so that it's easy for you to stay focused on it. You're not feeling overwhelmed about the long road, because that's my job, is to navigate that for you and to have that long-term vision so that you can stay focused on what your weekly activity is. It also includes 9 hours complimentary virtual assistant time. I have another virtual assistant that I work with that she is going to be working with you. And so you will get 3 hours a month basically over those 90 days to help you get your life in order and to help you kind of get control over some of those things. A lot of times, some women aren't technically savvy. And so this is a great opportunity for you to get some outside help to help you kind of maybe get your website organized or get your finances organized, that type of thing. And so you get 9 hours complimentary for that. And then there's an optional 3 one-hour sessions with an energy healer that I work with. Now, I understand that there are a lot of people that don't believe in that or don't understand it, and that's totally fine. It's not something that you have to do. But there is a woman by the name of Lisa Norton that I work with. She's worked with several of my clients, and she's also worked with Eric and I. And we've seen an amazing transformation in our lives by the use of her. And so I'm not going to go into what that is or how it works on this session, but if that's something that you are interested in, when you sign up for the 90-day package, I'm happy to go over that with you and set some time up for you to talk with her to see if that's something that you'd like to pursue. She just helps you get clarity and helps you clear out some of those blockages that you have, and maybe in terms of making money, she helps clear out some of the past traumatic stuff that's happened in your life. That's what she's been helping Eric with. So there's a lot, there's a good, I guess, versatile things that she can do to help you kind of get you to that next level. So if this is something that you are interested in, I would love to just have you set up some time for us to talk to see if you're a good fit for my program. There are a lot of women that, that want to do that, but just aren't ready for that. And so I want to make sure that it's a good fit for me and it's a good fit for you, and that this is something that will help you get to that next level. If you want to learn more about that, please set up some time with me so that we can talk for about 30 minutes and see if that's a good fit. I'm happy to answer any of the questions that you have over what we'll work on or what are some of the things that you're struggling with. So let's definitely take advantage of that, set up some time so that we can do that. And again, like I said, those prices are going to go up on Tuesday. So I really want you to take advantage of that this weekend. This is a killer deal, and it's never going to be this price again. So if it's something that's been weighing on your heart over the last week or so as we've been going through this, let's just talk and see if it's a good fit for you right now. It might not be, and we can set up some time later to kind of reevaluate and see where you are. So with that being said, I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. I'm so glad for those of you that are on that joined, and it's just been such an honor and a pleasure to have served you for the last 10 days, and I hope to continue serving you. If you have women that you are thinking about, that you're like, man, I wish she would have just done this with me, this would have changed this or this would have changed that in her life, add her to the group and send her the link to the challenge. You should have received an email today. It's at the bottom of that email, the link is. She can opt into the challenge. She can do it at her own. Maybe you could help her along the way if she's got questions, or she can post into the group and we can all help her. But I want this to be something that continues to help other women, not just within this last 10 days. So feel free to share that link, have them join us, and have a fabulous weekend. And I just pray that each of you continue down this journey and that you will continue just growing and focusing on yourself and living in your purpose and your calling. So love you all. God bless. I will talk to you guys in the group. See you, Sandy.